What the
More than 2,000 e-scooters are about to descend on the streets of Chicago.
They're gonna have 2,500 of these things available starting on Saturday for.
That zipping around is gonna happen on electric shared scooters.
Scooters are taking over. If you haven't heard yet, scooters are taking over the city of Chicago. But it didn't just start in Chicago. They've been in a lot of other places. They've been in New York, LA, Indianapolis. A lot of other cities have already adopted these electric scooters, but Chicago's been a little bit late to the game for a bunch of reasons I'll go ahead and explain later on in this video. The difference between Chicago and these other cities is the number of companies that have actually put scooters in our city. How many numbers is that? 10. You may have already heard about Lime scooters, Bird scooters. Those are two of the more popular ones. But here in Chicago, it's a bit more of a cluttered mess. We have about 10 different scooter companies that are all looking to make Chicago their main hub for their scooters. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do today is go to every single one of those scooter companies and see which one is the best and why. Alright, so first and foremost, we're gonna go ahead and see which one is the closest. Oh man, it might totally start raining, which would be a little bit of a bummer, but it only feels like a little bit of drizzle right now. It totally says that there's a 80% chance that it's gonna start raining at 7 o'clock, and it's totally raining right now. Alright, let's see, right next to me over on California and Belmont, we got a scooter right there with 9.8 miles remaining. 4-minute walk, that's not bad. It's on California and Belmont. Let's see, California and Belmont. Oh, we got one right here. This is the one I couldn't find earlier. Right here. This is the one. See that? I couldn't find the app for it. Oh well, whatever. 9 out of 10, still 90%. That's a passing grade. We're gonna pick up this lime. Alright, let's go this way. I think I see it. No, I don't see it. Thought someone was running up on me. Don't run up on me, bro. It currently says I'm right on top of it. Where? He's a liar. Look, right here. It says it's right there. Well, I'm right here. I don't see no scooter. Unless someone's charging it. Or they put that in their backyard. Which I feel like somebody probably put it in their backyard. Let's go check out this bolt. Bolt. Oh, check that out. There's this ring option. It starts ringing so that you can find it. That's not a bad idea. I mean, I can see with my eyes right now. I thought that we'd get on a lift on the line back there, but we gotta go over here and get the bolt. Right there. Coming to you live from Bolt. See if I can hear the ringing. It's got a ring feature, but honestly, I don't hear anything right now.
Bolt there now.
Oh, do you hear that?
Bolt there now.
Did you hear that? That's really cool and all, but like honestly, here in the city, you're never gonna hear that. Boom! There we.
Bolt scooter is unlocked.
You can see this is the Bolt scooter right here. Bolt. And we got, put your right foot there, your left foot there. You got this thing in between. I don't know why that's there. I don't like it because like what if my foot just, it's weird to me. It's weird, but it's a thing and it's rolling now. Okay, here we go. I almost just died right there. We're going back to the sidewalk. One of the things about this is that a lot of the things that happen I ride my bike a lot too. I ride my bike, I take the CTA here in the city. I also drive my car. And one of the things that happens a lot when I ride my bike is that, and I'm pretty sure on the motorist side or any pedestrian side, they probably like, that was the bolt thing. They probably get just as frustrated with bikers as bikers do with everyone else. So one of the things for this is that same issues like that happen with your bike. But I think that with your bike, you're gonna be more cautious. I think with your bike that you probably got better like control, better maneuvering. This bolt one also just, I don't like this bolt one at all. Like I don't like the 2 feet right there by any means. I'd rather have just the one. So if you have just the one, if you do it skateboard style, it's a very different story. But I had a guy pretty much who had his blinkers on, was trying to park, and I was trying to go with him. Not go with him, but like go around him. That led me into like getting pushed further out than I wanted to in traffic, and then you had all the cars like going past me. So I wanted to get back, but I didn't. I got stuck in the left lane. I had to make a left turn. The reality of the situation is if I had my bike, I could have probably maneuvered better back into the bike lane as I wanted to, avoiding the guy who was blocking the bike lane. With this, I can't make as sharp of a turn. I'm gonna crash. I'm not even gonna try it. All right, so here we got the spin bike, spin scooter. Spin's orange. You got a Bolt right there. You got a spin right here. Unlike our front Bolt right here, which has a squeeze brake, this one's got a push brake and a push for go. Aside from that, more or less everything else is good. You don't got this little whack thing right here. You just got a flat surface. Locking up this spin and then getting on this groove. Spin scooter right there. Now we got groove, a little smiley face, or an umlaut. Depends on how you look at it. But here you can notice, I think groove has bigger wheels. So I heard somewhere about the bigger wheels because of the potholes or something, and groove might, well, I don't really know, but we're gonna go ahead and ride in and find out what this bad boy does. Most of the screens look like this, like a little circle, and it shows you like how fast you're going and stuff like that. Oh, this one does. Damn chill, bro. All right, and then this one has like more of a, I don't know what shape that would be considered, but it's this shape. And it has the good old handbrake. I like that. Has the no weird thing in the middle. I like that. And this is the go button. It could be color coded, but that's just me nitpicking.
As fun as it would be to keep showing you all the scooter footage that I got from that day, we actually have to talk about the differences of these scooter brands. Which ones were better, which ones I didn't like as much, and which one you might be more interested in. When it comes to the scooter companies, there's pretty much 2 different things that I looked into. Maybe 3. The first one is the app. Ease of use of the app, just the experience of it, etc. The other one would be actually riding the scooter, how it was, the design. Usability is kind of around like, well, which ones were dead more, which ones were easier to find, things of that sort. So when it came to Lime, I didn't get a chance to actually use Lime here in the city, but when I was in Indianapolis, it worked pretty well. My girlfriend and I found a lot of them, and we were able to use them pretty much to go around the whole cultural trail. So it was really nice. The Lime app is also really cool. You know, it's pretty straightforward. It tells you the battery remaining on every single scooter. So you're not really wasting time. You're not gonna go ahead and like show up to a scooter and it not be fully charged. You get the amount of like battery that it has left, where it's located more or less in relation to you. You got like a smaller LCD screen. It has, you know, the barcode, the battery right there, and you got a handbrake. Out of 10 though, I think sort of being like the foundation and being what everything was either trying to be similar to or be different from, I think Lime It's probably like a solid like 9 out of 10. Bird scooter doesn't really differ in any way from Lime. The scooter is pretty similar, more or less, in its design. And a quick side note to what I said earlier about trying to find Sherpa as its own app. I don't really know why, but Sherpa is actually powered by Bird. So when you look it up, it's Sherpa powered by Bird. And I don't really know if, you know, why that is. I could do some quick Googling, but for the sake of this video, I'm trying to keep it, you know, completely based on just the actual reviews of like each scooter. So I'm not sure what that is, but if you have the Bird app, you could just use scooters that literally say Bird on them, obviously. And then at the same time, you could go ahead and use scooters that are called Sherpa, because it's Sherpa powered by Bird. Continuing on with Bird, the main difference you're gonna notice on the Bird app is that you actually get a three-dimensional look, three-dimensional-ish look to the city that you're in. So if there's a building on a corner, you're going to actually see three-dimensionally, more or less, that building on that corner, which could be pretty helpful. I like that compared to the flat layout that we see in the Lime app. The biggest thing I'll say about Bird though is that you can obviously see with Bird and Lime both that these are the two most popular apps right now. It was so hard to find any scooters for them. Lime, for both Lime and Bird, I gave up. Lime I gave up because I already tried it in Indianapolis. Bird, every single scooter I could find was either not available to use because of low battery, or on the actual app said very, very low battery. So without a doubt, just I think brand awareness wise, a lot of people are aware of Lime and Bird and are definitely using those, which kind of sucks because my favorite, which I'll mention later, is not either of those two. But once again, out of 10, I would say probably app wise, I really like the Bird app. 9.5 out of 10, I'll say. For the actual scooter, 9 out of 10, pretty similar to Lime. Moving on to Lyft scooters. So I actually didn't get a chance to ride the Lyft scooters either because they were really hard to find. What I like the most about Lyft scooters though is the fact that you do not have to download a new app. It's right there in your Lyft app. You just go ahead and instead of using a car, you can scroll down a little further, the option to go ahead and get a Lyft scooter. I like how it gives you an estimate to how long of a walk it is to that scooter. They also give you an estimate on the battery. Every single app pretty much gives you an estimate on the battery of the scooter, so you know what you're getting into. The only app that does not do that as of now, and I do not know why, is the Wheels app, and we'll get into that. But all in all, Lyft scooters, again, I didn't get a chance to ride, but I did see them. They're similar to the jump scooter, the spin scooter. If it's similar to those, I would estimate, even though I didn't ride one, 8.5 out of 10. Yeah, but the app, I mean, the app, integrating it into the regular Lyft app, I think was a brilliant idea. I think it's really well done. So that would probably be a 9 out of 10. Bolt. The Bolt app is pretty much similar to every other single app. You get the battery information, all that. As noted in the video earlier, you can see that there's actually a button to press it, call it, and listen for it. Will not work in the city at all. Too many buses, too many, you know, ambulances going by, too many people going by, too much noise, too many trains. You're not going to hear it at all. I did not hear it until I was actually very, very close to the scooter. You're not going to hear it from down the block. You're not going to even hear it from halfway down the block. So it's a cool feature, but probably not going to be something that I think a lot of people rely on to actually find the scooter. So the app is pretty decent, probably a 9 out of 10, similar to all the other ones. The actual scooter though, the actual scooter. Why? I do not know why this scooter is like this. It doesn't make sense to me. Well, the coolest thing about Bolt, the app's nice, but the coolest thing about Bolt is that it was actually founded by Usain Bolt. So the famous Olympic track runner. Like you know who he is, right? I don't like the scooter at all. It was my least favorite scooter. You have to, the way you stand on it is pretty much like a Segway, but a Segway as a scooter. And there's a bar in the middle, and I don't know if it's, I can't imagine really any like practicality reason for it. So all without a doubt like feels like it's design. And if it is design, I just don't think it's a good design. If your feet are parallel to one another, It's much more harder. I feel like if anyone's ridden a scooter before, they're familiar with the skateboard style of like riding a scooter, or I mean like standing, so like, you know, one foot in front of the other, kind of like sideways, but like your hips turned, just having your feet next to one another like that, and a bar blocking it from you actually being able to like stand in a skateboard style-esque manner. I felt super off balanced with it. It was my least favorite scooter, but the colors are cool. All in all, I'd have to probably give Bolt a 7 out of 10. I did not like that scooter at all. Moving on now to my favorite scooter, which was Groove. Yeah, Groove was my favorite scooter. Groove was the best by far out of every single scooter. I loved it. Solid 10 out of 10 for the actual scooter. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. The reason I like it is because I got big feet, and the Groove was the only scooter that I really got comfortable with, and almost without looking, you know, sort of muscle memory wise, I guess maybe muscle memory-ish, but I was able to get on the scooter really quickly, not have to look at my feet, and just like trust that it'll be on the platform. For the other ones, the platforms were too small. Spin was the smallest. Obviously Bolt had the weird thing in the middle, so I had to actually look at my feet and make sure that they were sort of placed in a good way. Groove, without a doubt, felt awesome. You have the handbrake versus the button brake. You have the go button. The only thing I would say is that there could be some color coding, but that's about it, and that's the tiniest thing. The wheels are bigger too, and I actually it started getting darker as I was riding Groove because I was looking for a bird and couldn't find one. So I was on Groove the longest, probably for about 30-40 minutes going around. The sun set and it got darker. You could actually see that most of the scooters have a front light to shine, kind of like a headlight. But Groove, one of the reasons the platform is so big is because it has like an underbelly light, so it shines on the ground. And I thought that was really neat. Without a doubt, Groove is 10 out of 10 my favorite scooter. The app could use a little more. It's not a bad app. Functionality wise, it's a great app. You sort of like set a certain amount. You can't just do a $1.29 ride and then it gets, you know, $1.29 from your account. You have to put $5 on, and then you have $5 in your Groove account, and then it takes from that until there's no more, and then you gotta reload it. So overall, the Groove app is probably maybe an 8.5 out of 10. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great either. Let's jump into talking about Uber scooter. Jump. So it's Jump by Uber, and that's their scooter. So obviously right away you need a new app. Need a new app. Unlike Lyft scooters, you need to download Jump as its own separate app. So that's kind of annoying, but the good thing is that it remembers all your information from your Uber account. I actually went 0 for 4 though on the first handful of jumps that I tried to jump onto. Okay. There were 4 different jumps, and they weren't on the map, so I guess that should have been like a hint that they weren't like being used. But it said nothing about low battery, nothing about, you know, damage to it. All the scooters looked fine themselves as well, but every single one just gave me an error message. So app functionality wise, and getting something similar to that Lyft experience, you're gonna get an estimate to how far of a walk you are. You have that 2-dimensional sort of flat view. Some other apps at least told you when there was an issue, if it was low battery, if it was reported that it had maintenance issues, something of that sort. And I think I really would have appreciated that because I went to 4 different jumps and there was just no information at all. The app just said error. I did end up finding a jump later on in the night and took that one back to my studio pretty much, and it was a cool experience. Similar to Groove, while it's smaller, it does have a light kind of underbelly that shines on the ground, changes colors, and also has a headlight. It is a push to go and a push to stop, so once again, my least favorite. I don't like the brake being a button that you push. I'd rather have the handbrake, but you know, is what it is. Overall, it was, you know, kind of a smaller scooter, smaller ride, so probably say like 8.5 out of 10, right? What did I say for I'd say for Bolt was the worst, 7 out of 10. But yeah, like 8.5 out of 10. Moving on to Spin, aside from Bolt, was probably the second least favorite scooter that I rode. Very, very small. Didn't like the platform, didn't feel good on my feet. I didn't feel like I had enough room. The steering felt a little too sharp. That was on my first time use. I ended up using it about a week or two later with some friends, and maybe it was just because I was more used to it. It felt a little nicer, but definitely on the first ride I had, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. The app is pretty similar to all the other apps. Nothing crazy, nothing special. So I don't know, like 9 out of 10 for the app. The actual riding though, I'll probably put at around an 8.5 out of 10. Just didn't like it much. Next up is Veo, and their app is pretty similar once more to all the other apps. You get told how much battery it has. You're not gonna get an estimate for walking though. The overall experience actually riding a Veo ride, if I found one that wasn't broken, asterisk, is pretty good experience. It had a little bit of a bigger platform versus for like your feet versus the other one, so I like that. It has handbrakes, which I'm a big fan of, as you already know. So when I actually got an opportunity to ride a Veo Ride scooter, 9 out of 10. I liked it. It was probably my second favorite behind Groove. Why I say that though is I don't know what it is, but Veo rides were the ones that I have just seen beaten up the most compared to every other company. I do not know why. I've seen Bolts, they look fine. Lifts, fine. Grooves, fine. Spin, fine. But for some reason, Veo ride, I've seen I've seen the battery stolen. I've seen the lights busted. I've seen the go button not working. I've seen wheels like what's the word I'm looking for? Just busted wheels. Being on Twitter and I typed in Veo ride, I had just seen so many pictures of people who had just thrown theirs on the ground. So I don't know what it is about Veo ride, but people seem to love just beating the crap out of it compared to every other company, which makes me feel kind of bad because I actually did have an issue with one of them, and I got charged right away for using the app, using the scooter. And I went nowhere, and the go button was just busted. So that was kind of a bummer. And I reached out on Twitter, DM'd them, and they responded instantly. Real quickly, I got someone, and they gave me a complete refund on the ride. So customer service wise, they were really cool, they're really nice, and I really appreciate that. And I think that goes a long way. So I'm sorry that everybody just beats the crap out of your scooters, but fun ride. Second favorite one. Last one we have is Wheels, and Wheels is the one I've wanted to ride the most. It is the most different scooter of all the other ones, and it really bothers me that I actually have to make this video without having ridden in Wheels. First and foremost, the app is the worst app out of all the scooters. It gives you no information at all about the scooter except for where it actually is located. So you don't know if the scooter is charged, you don't know how far you could go with the scooter, you don't know how far away you are from the scooter. Rating the app is probably the worst app I've seen. 7 out of 10 for that, without a doubt. But the actual scooter looks so cool. It almost looks like almost like a motorbike, but like it's not a motorbike. You sit down on it, you have the handbrakes, love the handbrakes, and you have the go button to go ahead and accelerate. Aside from that, you actually get an option to play music from the scooter. I don't know if this is a feature that's been added to the other apps, but I do know that right off the bat, I haven't seen it yet. On the Wheels one, the reason I say that I've seen this in person but I still haven't ridden one, the other day I was walking down Milwaukee and I actually saw a Wheels one, so I immediately took out the app, scanned it, and we're like good to go. App functionality works great, the layout just sort of sucks, but functionality is awesome. I immediately get on the scooter, I'm super stoked, I'm sitting down on it, it's like a bike, I got the handlebars, it's great, and it says play music, and I was like, what? So you could actually play music from the Wheels one. And I go, and the go button's not working, so I had to leave it. But without a doubt, I feel like the Wheels one is the coolest one. I had a friend who rode it, and he actually said that he really enjoyed it, he really liked the experience. He said it's a little weird to steer, but you get used to it. The Wheels one, I feel like if there was one scooter to possibly kick Groove out of first place, which there isn't right now, Groove is first place for me, it would be Wheels. But I haven't gotten a chance to use it yet, so I'll probably do an update video if I actually get the chance, and we'll talk more about wheels. If I had to estimate, I would probably say it would be like 10 out of 10. But for right now, because I actually didn't get a chance to use it, not applied out of 10. But the app sucks. Fix the app. Pretty much it. Once again, this is a scooter pilot program, so there's a lot of information going out there, a lot of people who are wondering where this is going to go, what this means. The pilot program is going to end in October. After October, the city's going to go ahead, come together, talk about which scooters they liked, which scooters they didn't, if it's actually a possibility for the city, and how to move forward with that. If you're not for the scooters, be happy that Chicago at least stalled it a little bit, and they're sort of releasing it in a tested way that didn't really happen in other cities. And if you are for the scooters, then be angry that Chicago is making it be stalled for so long. I don't know. Either or, that's your opinion, but that's where scooters are right now currently. But all in all, that's all I got for you guys. Let me know what you think about the scooters in Chicago in the comments down below. Once again, my name's Maxwell and I live in Chicago, the greatest city in the world. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.